Today's this is Dr. Jacob G. Talley. Today's topic is the magic and the power of words, and where the power of those words that you use today, where they come from. I've read a book by a young man, and it was called The Power of Words. And when it's by Dr. Lee Threes, you can find it on Amazon. It's a very enlightening book to the point where it will motivate you to look deeper into the message that he was presenting. So I got to thinking, all right, the words have power. Where where's the power coming from for those words? And the answer is that these words come from gods and goddess. They have, when you speak or say something, you actually are praying, because the reason why you praying, I say you're praying, because there's words that you use that activate and put the gods to work. You know, as a child, when you be talking to grandma, and grandma would tell you, hey, watch your mouth. Or grandma would say, be careful what you say, or be careful what you ask for. What they really was telling you, what you say in the words that you use, and you put it out in the universe, is more than likely it's going to happen, due to the fact that the gods and goddess that are in control, no, you in control of your words, but the gods and the goddess of those words, they make those words active in a sense. And they're not going to say, when you say something, they're not going to come to you like Kazoo on the Flintstones, or I Dream of Jeannie, or anything like that, and say, are you sure that's what you want? What they're going to do, exactly what you want, what you ask them to do. Now, mindfully, there's people that are aware of the power of these words. That's the reason why they keep on changing the definition of these words to confuse you in what you ask for. Because there's a lot of times you might ask for something thinking that you asked for this, but you really asked for that. So they when they change these words, they try to, you know, neutralize or kill off the gods or the goddess that are responsible for those words. And so there's no possible way for them to do that, because they would have to get rid of the word itself. So with that being said, when you guys use word, one of the worst, two of the worst words that you can ever say is, I hope, I'll try. cause, hope and try. What is that? Another word, um, when you call yourself black, take time and look up the word black one time. You're saying that you're dead because that's the definition of black. When you say that you sick, your mind, you just told yourself that you were sick. And when you put that out in the universe, guess what? You're sick. Now, when you say you're fantastic, oh, I'm great, then yes, you'll be fantastic and you'll be great. There's a message that said, as a man thinks, so is he. So when you using these words, that's the results that you're going to get. The magic of those words, how people be saying, you know, it's witchcraft when somebody put a spell or cast a spell. Well, you casting spells all the time on yourself by the words that you use. Because all the word, um, all the word is attached to something. All the words are actually magic. So if you're scared of magic or afraid that even the word magic or whatnot, then I advise you to just keep your mouth shut because no matter what you say, you're using magic. When you say, I want, that's a word that you put in the atmosphere. And when you want, you asking for something. When you speak on something, instead of saying, you know, I hope this to happen, say it shall happen. This is what's going to happen, or this what shall happen. When you put that in the universe and the gods hear that with the positive energy, it's going to happen. So I advise all of you guys and challenge you guys. There's a book that is spelled Etymology. As you can tell, I can't pronounce it, but it's online. Pick a word, pick 2 words a day, and look that word up on there and learn the definition of that word. Because word is power. Anything that have to do with power is through word. Yes and no are extremely powerful words. And by using the proper words, you can turn a no into a yes. Give you an example. Little Johnny go to mama and say, Mama, can I ride my bike to Anthony's house? That put mom in a position of power to where she say yes or no. Now, if little Johnny goes up to mom, I'm riding my bike to Anthony's house. Now, mom's mindset now, Johnny told me that he's going to Anthony's house. So with that respect, then Johnny's mom going to be like, okay, be careful. So you turn a possible no into a yes by the words that little Johnny used. He turned that no, possible no, into a yes by the words that he used. So with that being said, there's many gods and goddess, and there's many gods. Um, you know, when you use these words, you calling upon the gods and the goddess to do something for you. So um, knowing that and being aware of that, use your words carefully in all of your conversation, because you can bring blessing to yourself, or you can bring disaster to yourself by the words you use. When notice that everything we do, we are bound into some type of contract. And what make us bound to those contracts is the words that being used in those contracts that bound us to those contracts. So words are so extremely powerful, and um, knowing the proper word and using them in the proper way and putting it in the universe. And trust me, the gods and the goddesses that are responsible for them words, they're going to grant it to you, grant your request to you. Don't just ask, demand it. Demand it and expect it to happen in anything that you do in life. With that being said, I'll open the floor up for anybody that have some question.
I have a question. So, is it possible that you can actually put a spell on someone by asking a certain question without knowing? Is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, you can cast a spell on yourself without realizing it until it happens. It's easily done. That's why you have to be selective in your words, understanding what you are saying at all times, because the words are the power, and it's magical, and it can be beautiful for you, or it can get ugly for you, and then they call it witchcraft. Then they want to call it witchcraft. He using witchcraft. No, I'm just using the word. The reason why it might not been good for you is because you was on the negative side of it. But for me, what happened to your behind, that was positive for me. So yes, you can actually unintentionally um, 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 do things in because the gods are in the goddess, they only going to do what you ask them to do. They ain't got nothing, no motive to steer you another way. They have no interest in anything that you do or ask. Their job is to do it. You talking about neutral? The gods and goddess of those, the powers of those words, yeah, they are extremely neutral.
Can I give some input? I was not too recently, but recently enough, called a narcissist, and of course I was reluctant, but after the fact, I kind of just internalized it because I was scared of it. I was scared of the concept of me being that. So, because I deal with other cognitive, uh, you know, disorders, And just I know my initial reaction to it, whether or not I am, I use that magic that you speak of, just speaking to it as though it's something that could control me. And it did take control of me. It took control of my emotions. It took control of my mental, and it even made me feel sick physically. So, but I know that spiritually, I do desire to be a good person. I know that this journey is a part of that strategy, and I had to utilize um I had to utilize my level with dealing with other people about it, and ultimately, I know that the good consequence of that is no matter what I deal with, I can utilize that. If it was like brought into my life as a weapon, then I can seize that weapon and utilize it for good.
Yes. Um, Good is a neutral word. Cause what's good for one person might not be good to another person. So it depends on how that person used that word, whether or not it's good for them or if it's bad for them. So it depends on what end of that good that you're on, because for good, there's bad. So using the word good, it all depends on that person, what they think is good and what they think is bad. So um, when you selecting your word and using that magic, you always want to make sure that the word that you use is benefiting you for your purpose and for your purpose and for whatever you consider good. You know, it don't matter um, um, how it affects somebody else due to the fact that they're what they consider good or their standard of good might not even be the same as yours. So your good might be bad to them, and it happens all the time. When the worst thing that the world can have is people that knowledgeable, that know how to use the magic of words to the point where it's always benefiting them. The world can't operate with that. That's the reason why they keep changing these words in the dictionary to the point to dilute it and take away the power of of a lie word. That's the reason why they do it, because they can't have everybody. Um, 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 it'd be like the Wild Wild West. Everybody walking around with a loaded gun. They can't have that.
Do you have a top five positive words to speak over yourself that one can incorporate into their day to day?
Every day, one shall, two will, three must, four fantastic, five fabulous. Incorporate those five words for me. If I no, and if I don't even like that word, if is a negative word that should not be in nobody's vocabulary. So I apologize for using that word if. Using those 5 words and incorporating it in on a daily basis in my conversation will bring me, you know, the thing that I request from the words, because you control those words, and I thank you for asking about the 5 words that everybody's 5 words going to be different. When you pick those 5 words and you start incorporating those 5 words that you feel that work best for you, I guarantee you, more positive things is going to start happening in your life. You will bring that positive energy and incorporate it, and yes, you'll be happy at the result of what you request from the gods and the goddess of those words, those power words. You'll be happy with those results in your life.
I missed 4 and 5.
Sure.
You froze up. You froze up when you were getting ready to go to 4 and 5. So I missed those 2 words. What were those words?
5 was 4 was fabulous. No, 4 was fantastic. 5 was fabulous.
Okay, thank you.
But you have to sit down, pick your 5 words that that you feel the need to incorporate in the use of the power of your word, and I guarantee you, it'll happen all the time. You'll say something, and in your thoughts too. If it's in your thought, if it's in your thought, it will materialize too. So you have to be careful what you say and what you think, because yes, it'll come into existence, because you are allowing your thoughts and your words to come into existence. When you do that, you are allowing it to come in.
First of all, great presentation. I'm loving it. Second of all, I got one quick question. But you say that it's a thin line in the power of words between prayer and casting spells. I just say, i.e., me. I never pray for certain things or to do certain things. I always pray for the strength to do something or the ability to do something. What would you say the difference is between prayer and casting spells? Saying I want to pray for a big house, or I want to pray to have the strength and the knowledge to get a big house. What is your take on prayer versus spells?
There's no difference, because when you speak something into existence, that's prayer itself. There's no difference between prayer and spell. Spell, you casting, you bring casting spells, as you speak.
Yes.
There's sometimes you like, man, I'm feeling bad. You done cast a spell on your health, and you pray all the time by like, man, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. This going to happen for me and whatnot. That's praying right there, because You bringing it out, you putting it out in the universe. The gods and the goddess, they hear that by you putting it out in the universe like that. That's a prayer to the god and the goddess to do what they do to make that happen for you. You're always praying.
Thank you very much.
So that's why in the Bible, you know, they always telling you to do what? Pray, pray, pray. And what they really saying is use the power of the word, because the magic is in the words you use. In the way you get what you want is through what? Through prayer. So they telling you to use the magic.
So I have a question. So do you think that it's intentional when they take a word and it sounds phonetically the same, however, it's spelled differently? Like, for example, the word pray, P-R-A-Y, and then the word pray, P-R-E-Y. Do you think that that's done intentional?
Definitely. It's to dilute the meaning of that word. So those who do not know the true meaning of that word, they it diluted, but lo and behold, the god and the goddess that are in control of them words, they know what it really means. That's why you have to be careful of the words that you use, because you pray and say this in as you said, using the different spelling of the word, and then when you get what you thought that you asked for, you be like, I didn't ask for this. Yes, you did. You asked for it, but you didn't know you asked for it, because why? You didn't use that power properly. The word properly. And the gods and the goddess, they grant you what you asked for, but I thought I asked what it is. That's why you got to look these words up and understand, not through a dictionary, because like I said, they changing the word all the time through the dictionary. You go back and look up the original word and find out what the meaning was when it originally became about, and then you understand what you really asking for. The first word ever was said was when God said, "Let there be light." And what happened? There was light. Because why? Because he commanded for there to be light. In the words that you use, quit asking, command it, and then demand it. Because you in control of what you ask for, and the gods are working for you. Command it, demand it, and know exactly, know what you asking for, and it's going to happen for you. It shall happen for you. And it is no ifs, buts about it. It shall happen.
I want to say thank you, Brother Jake. That was a fantastic presentation, and you talking, wrapping that up there at the end there reminds me of another scripture. I think it's Amos 8:7, where it says, "Sow the wind and reap the whirlwind. You get what you ask for."
Yes, indeed, my brother.
popular phrases and words. What is your take on that?
Yes, indeed, exactly. You know, they intentionally put these words out there for those people that don't know what they really saying. Um, um, you know, to the magic the magic work against them, and due to the fact, or they use those certain words to actually stop you from something. I'll give you an example. Um, uh, you know, cancel. Nobody want to be canceled now. Anti-Semitic. Nobody want to be labeled as that. Yes, they put these words out there to protect um, 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 their interests, certain interests, and these people have no idea of why those words are out there, other than you know for those with for those of us, we know why they're out there to stop or protect something that you know uh, they want to protect. Any other question? I know I've done went over. I apologize for that.
That's it. We appreciate you for the presentation, my brother.
Okay, you're welcome. With that being said, I close out my presentation, and I appreciate all of you for taking the time to listen to me. And again, if you can go on Amazon and look up Dr. Lee's book, The Power of Word. Man, it's very enlightening, and it made me automatically start researching in getting a little in depth, more knowledge of what he was presenting in that book. It is well worth reading.